Canon introduced two wide lenses for the RF mount system with a fast aperture of f2.8. They are the Canon RF 16mm and the Canon RF 15-35mm. You may be wondering which is best for you, since there is quite a price difference between the two. I happen to own both of these and I use them for different purposes, but I thought it might be beneficial to share my comments and results. The 15-35mm was introduced first, back in September of 2020. The official name of the lens is the Canon RF 15-35mm f2.8 LIS-USM. The lens is image stabilized so it works equally well with every Canon RF body in the lineup. The added benefit of this lens is that it is a zoom, offering a range of 15mm at the widest and 35mm at the longest. But for this test, I'll only be looking at the widest mark. I personally use this lens for real estate photography and for the most part it's always set to 15mm. Some of the benefits of this lens are excellent image quality, professional grade build, weather protection and fluorine coating, and included lens hood. But some of the downsides of the lens are its weight at nearly 2 pounds, its size at 3.5 inches by 5 inches, and of course the price, which at the time of this posting is $2,299. Then there's the 16mm lens, which was introduced in January of 2022. The official name of the lens is the Canon RF 16mm f2.8 STM. The lens has no image stabilization, so it works best on bodies with in-body image stabilization, such as the R3, R5, R6 and R7. Unlike the other lens, this one is a prime so you only get 16mm. I use this lens for casual shooting and street photography. Some of the benefits of this lens are small form factor of 5.8 ounces and 1.6 by 2.7 inches, sharp and colorful images, and it's very affordable at only $299. But some of the pitfalls are heavy optical corrections, no weather protection, noisier autofocus for video, and no lens hood included. So now that we have the specifications out of the way, let's look at an image taken with each lens from the same camera from the same distance in a low-lit room. See if you can tell which is which. I'm going to show each image for 3 seconds, repeated 3 times. If you guessed that image A was the 15-35mm lens, you were correct. Surprisingly, the 16mm lens looks a bit wider in this sample, but keep in mind the 16mm lens is much shorter, which might account for this difference in such a tight space. I'm listing the specifics of each image for you to review. Now let's take a deeper dive into each of the images. You'll see that center sharpness on both are nearly identical. Where the images really show differences are in the corners, with the 15-35mm showing much more detail outside of the image center. But either way, both lenses do a fantastic job, and for the most part it would be very difficult to tell the difference without pixel peeping. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a like, and even a comment would be nice. I'll put out more videos like this soon.